The wedding of their dreams is just around the corner. But right before that long-awaited moment of happiness, Carla Connor and Lisa Swain are forced to face a goodbye that hits hard. It seemed like the worst was finally behind them, and Carla and Lisa's relationship had at last entered a calmer, more stable chapter. Carla had chosen to move past the fact that Lisa was once drawn into a messy situation involving Becky, the obsessive ex-wife. The misunderstandings and awkward moments that came before had slowly been resolved, and Lisa's proposal at the Rovers became a genuinely sweet turning point. The two of them were happy, and so were the viewers. A wedding felt like the natural next step. Even so, there was always something uneasy hanging over it all. The detail about Betsy discovering a body on the wedding day felt like a quiet warning that this happiness might not stay untouched for long. Then, in late February, the real disruption arrived when a baby suddenly appeared on their doorstep. It was not some random mistake. It was Connie, a child directly tied to the darkest part of Carla's past. Connie is the granddaughter of Rob Donovan, Carla's brother, the man who shocked everyone when he murdered Tina McIntyre in order to cover up the fallout from Peter Barlow's affair. That crime left Carla torn between family loyalty and her conscience, and in the end, she made the painful decision to report her own brother, leading to his 25-year prison sentence. But even behind bars, Rob continued to create chaos. The fact that he fathered a child with prison guard Mandy, then pretended to be Carla's kidney donor as part of an escape plan, reveals a deeply manipulative and reckless mindset. That plan eventually led to a violent hostage situation and ended with Betsy being accidentally shot, a traumatic event that still lingers. That is why Connie's arrival meant far more than simply bringing a baby into the house. She also brought back years of pain Carla had never truly worked through. Carla's first reaction was hesitation, even avoidance. It was not only because of who Connie's father was, but also because Carla's miscarriage in 2014 left behind a wound that clearly never fully healed. The fear of becoming attached and then losing someone again still sits close to the surface. Lisa, however, saw the situation differently. To her, Connie was not a symbol of past sins, but a child who needed care and protection. Lisa's reasoning was both practical and compassionate. Without them, Connie would likely end up in care. That perspective gradually helped Carla open her heart. Their time looking after Connie brought a rare sense of emotional balance. After so much tension, threats, and disruption caused by people like Jody Ramsey, the presence of a baby introduced a softer energy into the story. It created moments of calm, even healing. It also revealed another side of Carla, one that felt gentler, more vulnerable, but also stronger in the way she confronted her past. But in Corrie, peace never lasts for long. While Carla is with Ryan discussing wedding plans, a call from the social worker changes everything. Even from Carla's reaction alone, it is clear the news is serious. And soon, the reality becomes unavoidable. Connie has to leave and return to her grandmother. Legally, the decision may make sense, but emotionally, it lands like a blow. Carla and Lisa are left packing up Connie's things, trying to explain to Betsy and perhaps to themselves that this is something they cannot stop. The sense of loss feels especially cruel because it comes after they had already started to see Connie as part of their family. For Carla, this feels like a painful replay of an old wound, allowing herself to care, only to be forced to let go. For Lisa, it carries the frustration of not being able to protect someone she believed they could help. And for Betsy, Connie's departure may stir up old insecurities and emotional scars of her own. What makes this development stand out is that it does not feel like a one-off tragedy. It feels more like emotional groundwork being laid before the wedding. When a couple steps toward a major commitment while carrying fresh grief, pressure tends to build. That makes it hard not to suspect that the upcoming wedding may be far more complicated than it appears. The wedding is still ahead of them. But after everything that has happened, the feeling of dread is becoming harder to ignore. Will this be the happy ending everyone has been waiting for, or just the beginning of an even bigger disaster? If you want to keep up with what happens next and not miss twists like this, make sure to subscribe for more updates.